You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
I'm Shell
And we both have really nice new haircuts. And as usual, every week...
Especially mine, because I look cute.
Every week, as usual, we watch a local film and we review it. And this week, something that I've been looking forward to.
Yes. Polis Evo 2.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we watched Polis Evo 2.
I didn't see Polis Evo 1.
I saw Polis Evo 1. I loved Polis Evo 1.
Yeah.
And now Polis Evo 2, it's even more mind-blowing. I like Polis Evo 2 way more than Polis Evo 1.
Okay, so what's Polis Evo 2 about?
See, Polis Evo 1 was a direct copy of Bad Boys. And it was a good copy, right? They did it well. But there were some 90s tropes that we kind of don't like anymore in this day and age, like the damsel in distress and a hero, tough guy hero, and a comic relief funny guy, which was a little bit boring already
Okay.
So Polis Evo 2. Okay, so yes.
So what is Polis Evo 2 about?
Polis Evo 2
so
is
the same two flares.
It's
Zizan Raza and Shahizi Sam.
They're now like really good bros already after Polis Evo 1.
They're hardcore bros.
Hardcore bros.
They got like brolets. So there's like
they're like training junior agents like that.
Brolets.
Yeah, and they are in the narcotics department.
Yeah.
Right?
So the brolets are trying to stop the meth, right? Is it meth? No, Shabu. They're trying to stop Shabu from coming. They're based in Kuantan. They're from the narcotics department in Kuantan.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stop the Shabu from coming to the country. And it turns out the masterminds behind the Shabu is terrorists.
Yes. Okay. Islamic terrorists. Yes, led by Hasnul Izzat.
Hasnul Rahmat.
Oh, sorry. Hasnul Izzat is my friend. Sorry, Izzat.
Led by Ayazan.
Ayazan from KL Underground.
From KL Gangster, except he's not very Ketua Kampungish in this at all.
So he's like some cult leader lah.
Yeah, so it opens with their actual cult leader getting severely injured in a operasi, and it turns out he's now in the ICU under the custody of the police.
Yeah.
So now Hasnul Rahmat Ayazan.
And his real name is
Hasnul Rahmat.
Yeah, no, his real name in the movie.
Oh, his real name in the movie
is
I have no idea.
Some Ustad. Okay, anyway.
No, he doesn't have an Ustad name lah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
he's the head of the terrorist group.
He's the head of the terrorist group, the second in command. But now he's heading it, and he's like pissed off that y'all have taken his terrorist bro. Okay.
Yeah. So
he takes over a kampung.
Whole island.
A whole
island. Yeah, the kampung on the island.
Yeah. Okay.
There's nobody else on the island.
He takes over a kampung on the island.
Yeah.
And he like
takes them hostage.
The whole kampung as a hostage. And who happens to be on this island? The bros and the prolets.
Yeah, because they were there looking for the drug dealers.
And there is a female undercover Indonesian
narcotics
agent who was also on the island, captured by the bros because she was undercover, right? And they were trying to capture the contact, basically the guy who's connecting the terrorists to the normal drug dealers. So he's the middleman lah.
Yep.
So she was getting close to him. And then
actually he's the head terrorist nephew. Yeah.
So she was getting close to him to try to take him down, and then she got captured by the bros, and then she happened to also be on the island when the brolets and everybody got taken hostage.
Yep.
So it was really gripping. So basically that's the story. Okay. So it was really gripping. It was so cool, and I thought it was great. It was really great as a film. Okay, what did you think?
I thought it was great. It's a very wonderful mainstream action movie.
It was very tight.
Yeah.
I thought it was very tight.
Yep.
Everything was okay except for the last part. The ending was a bit long. A bit.
Oh yeah, they dragged it out a little bit at the ending. I thought it was going to be over already, but A little bit lah, but
Yeah,
it's a very slight complaint lah.
Okay, so the things that we do like, okay, what do you like about it? Because there are things that I don't like about it.
I like Zizan's acting. They explored his character well because remember I said Polis Evo 1 he was the comic relief, but in Polis Evo 2 they developed his character.
He can act.
He can act. He has real conflict in
He
his
should
character.
actually just act and stop trying to be a funny man. But his nose might be too big.
Yeah, because
seriously, I don't know.
he has one of his junior apprentice, I guess.
The brolet.
Yeah, dies and he blames himself.
Yeah.
Right, Shahizi Sam's character we already know from Polis Evo 1 has a lot of conflict already because his family, brother dies and all that,
bros with conflicted past.
Yeah, so the both of them really help each other out, right? So Zizan Raza is great, I wouldn't say he's excellent, right?
Shahizi
but he was
Sam's
alright.
character is taking no shit from y'all, okay? Like he's just, oh my god, okay? He just wants to get shit done.
Yeah.
And I love that in a man.
I mean, Shahizi Sam has never been known for his acting.
Yeah, but
he doesn't
turns out,
act well.
When you just ask him to just be broody and moody and say a couple of lines and like kick ass.
He can jump over containers.
Yeah,
he can
I never knew
grip pistols
that I would
and
ever,
rifles.
Like objectify Shahizi Sam.
But he's the perfect person to objectify.
It turns out when he works out a bit, takes off his shirt, gets sewn up by a girl and thinks he's actually quite a thirst trap.
He can though. He can do the Malay acting thing. When you're very angry, when you want to sad, you want to cry, you know the Malay drama acting when they go the really extreme ends of the spectrum. That one can. but other than that, you just give him a gun, ask him to jump around lah.
And just be like tight-faced all the time.
Yeah, no need to act, just jump
Muka
around.
ketat,
Yeah.
Like the muka ketat of Shahizi Sam.
Yeah. But Zizan, good acting.
Zizan actually had to act a bit lah, a lot actually, because he had like a serious conflict and things, and it was a nice flow between the dynamics of the two bros. Because at the beginning, you see Zizan is very controlled. He's in charge, taking like, taking the practical steps and everything, and then like halfway through the show he just like basically is undone and falls apart, and he totally just collapsed, and then
but then picks himself up again
then
lah,
he sort of like
with the help of
picks himself
Shahizi
up
Sam,
again with
the
the help of
bros,
Shahizi Sam. So there's the bros. The other thing that we really liked was, I really liked was Reina Shah's character.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
What is her name in it? Cannot remember. Raylin Shah is her real name.
Yeah.
So her character in the also starts with R. Ryan, something.
Anyway,
so she is the Indonesian undercover agent, and girl, she kicks ass, y'all. And she kicks ass in like a super like feminist way. Okay, first of all, she doesn't get romantically involved with either of them. Win. Second of all, she actually saves their butts towards the end. Win. Third of all, she can totally hold her fucking own and she's not afraid to like show you that. Win. Triple win. Okay, this girl's character is just like wonderful. I love it. It would have been cool if she was Malaysian, not Indonesian, but it was wonderful. It was great. It was great to see a strong, unapologetic female character on the screen who doesn't dumb herself down for dudes and is not romantically involved with any of them. It was a real progression, I thought.
So from Polis Evo 1 to Polis Evo 2, you can see that they don't want to play that trope anymore. And you have actually women characters who are strong and who actually carry the story forward, and they have a role to play.
Yes.
Only problem is there was this one woman character played by Era Fazira, who is the police chief who handles the whole operations. She fits nicely into the stereotype of emotional woman boss. So
literally from the get-go,
she's just screaming everywhere. She's angry at everything.
Into the squad room, into the operation room, the situation room, and she's just like a bitch boss. And she's emotional, and she's like, you don't need to wait for me. I already told you to do it now. And she makes all the wrong calls. She waits for the men to consult her, and she cannot seem to make decisions on her own. All the decisions that she does make are wrong, and in the end, she still relies on like the dudes to sort of like carry her through. So she was like a complete waste of time as a character. I don't understand why they needed to have her. Maybe they were just trying to be a little bit more progressive, but it just didn't work.
See, the Polis Evo 1, what was great about how they made it was that they gathered a strong team. They actually gathered a strong team who had like good background in writing and filmmaking and all that, and they all put their heads together and they created Polis Evo 1. Polis Evo 2 is the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So actually, it's just great directing, great writing, great shots. It was shot very beautifully. It looked real. It looked really cool. There's really not much to say. It's a nice mainstream action movie.
Yeah.
And you'll be very, very entertained.
Except for
by
those
it.
things that we didn't like.
Yeah, except for those things that we didn't like lah.
The other thing that I also really liked was their portrayal of the terrorists. And the way that they dealt with because all of them, well, not all of them but a majority of the brolets and the bros, they're all Muslim, you see, and then they're fighting a terrorist group that is also an Islamic terrorist group. So the way that they tackled the clash of ideology between the religion and the extremism was also very progressive, I felt, for a mainstream film. Because a lot of mainstream films, they try to pander, and like Munafik 2, they try to pander to the masses, and they try to feed you their ideology that only by sticking to the one true faith and to the word of God do you be able to come true. So all of these other things are like ajaran sesat, you must be afraid of it, whatever. But this one was more realistic because it dealt with the humanistic side of the ideology, because it talks about strength, and it talks about faith, and it talks about this was definitely between Zizan and Hasnul's character, right? When they sort of like verbally go head to head about their fights, because he's a policeman.
Their jihad lah.
Their jihad. So he is a policeman. He
jihad.
is supposed to be protecting the innocent, and the other guy is like, it's not about protecting the innocent. It's about saving everyone from themselves. That kind of thing. And how far are you willing to go? And Zizan Razak's character completely comes undone because of the conflict with his humanistic side and his responsibilities. You see, at the end of the day, your human instincts are still to save yourself first. But is that really so wrong?
Yeah.
So it really showed, I thought it really opened up a kind of dialogue about extremism and about how extremist people are actually not logical and in their perceptions of what is sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know? And they also don't just leave it unanswered. They deal with it with Shahizi Sam's character when he comes and talks to Zizan and says like, look bro,
there are things you need to
shit
let
happens.
go. There are things you can hold on.
Yeah, and shit happens, and what do you choose to do about it after that? Like, you have to make sure that in your head you still remember your responsibilities and what you're supposed to be doing. So I thought that was executed quite well and very brilliantly, and it was a great it was really nice to see, you see, because it wasn't trying to impose anything upon you. It was really just dealing with psychology, which felt very humanistic and very relatable. It comes true and sort of has a greater impact than films that actually do try to push on their ideology, push on their things to you in a extremist manner.
So like Shahizi Sam has a very good line in the film which is carried throughout, actually, from the beginning until the end, where he says that in life, related to what you say, in life there are certain things that you hold on and there are certain things that you let go. And I think this is that balance that everybody is trying to search for. And I think this movie is a perfect example of great CVE. Counter-violent extremism. If you know Fat Bidin, does a lot of counter-violent extremism work in the documentaries and writings and work and all this. Yeah, we don't like. I don't like extremism. I think everybody should be more everybody should be more understanding. Everybody should be more accepting. And this is a perfect example of things that I've been advocating a lot, where I feel that the entertainment industry or the media industry needs to subtly eject content that does not romanticize this kind of like jihadism and extremism.
Neither does it try to make you do it out of fear. It's not fear mongering.
It's I think this is a good step in injecting that into society. I think it's not going to be enough still. I think it needs to be done a little bit more.
But it's a great initiative to introduce a new type of narrative. You know, this past couple of months have been great in Malaysian films introducing new narratives, and I hope it continues, because and this is another type of it lah. So yeah, we're doing good, guys. Good job.
Yeah, and the way how it's still a copy, Police Evo 2 is still a copy of almost all Hollywood mainstream action
Die Hard
movies.
comes to
It
mind.
copies Die Hard, it copies so many action movies.
Yeah.
But you see, one thing that Hollywood has down pat is that they have this cultural imperialism down pat. Right? They have all these kind of movies that spread propaganda. You don't even know it's
Because
propaganda.
it's always us versus them.
Yeah. So now Police Evo 1, Police Evo 2, by mastering this, they can actually just going to be very influential lah. What they can do actually.
If people see the message lah.
Yeah, because then now you're telling stories with many layers.
Yeah.
You've got one layer where everybody, the masses can actually enjoy at the surface level. But if you want to think further deep, you want to go deeper, you can still enjoy it also, and you can still appreciate it. And this is great. I actually cried towards the end of the film, not because of the film itself, but because of that, that
Seems to
method
be a
of
running
filmmaking.
narrative,
Yeah,
really.
I think it's great. I wouldn't say it's like the excellent best Malaysian film, but it's great lah, and I think everybody should go and watch this film.
Yes.
Everybody should go and enjoy this film.
I do agree.
Enjoy the film.
Everybody should watch Police Evo 2.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Okay, so if you have watched it, or you want to say something, you want to ask us, you want to comment, you want to argue with us, please leave your comment, or you can actually follow us on all our social media platforms at FatBidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. I don't know, you've been watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shell Mustawan.
Hey, if you want to learn how to become an independent filmmaker or a filmmaker in general, I've got a book which I wrote with a buddy of mine. It's called Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking. You can actually buy it off of here. I'm going to put the link down here at my website, fatbidin.com. It's only a couple of ringgit, and it's really good because it has many different chapters, the process of filmmaking, and each chapter I interview a Malaysian filmmaker who gives advice and tips of from their experience. So yeah, yay, link is down here. Yay.